line is cap. Shout out to Culture Spill, and most importantly, Muslim. Shout out to y'all for tapping in. This video is Diddy's ex-bodyguard exposes him for putting a hit on Biggie Smalls. Now, I don't know if this is true because it sounded kind of weird when they said Jay-Z was in on it too. So that's kind of weird to me, but I don't know. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into the video.
I was offered $30,000 to perform a hit on Biggie Smalls. March 1st of 1997, I was approached by Diddy.
He was Diddy's security guard too. I thought Gene Did was Diddy's security guard.
To perform a hit on one of his artists. Finding out that he wanted all the rights to all his catalogs.
Okay, if there's one thing we can all agree on, the one person who has benefited the most in terms of getting the bag from Biggie Smalls' death is P. Diddy. And allegedly, he did have something to do with Biggie getting eliminated. And people have been saying that for decades. But what exactly are the new receipts? And what directly links Diddy to the death of Biggie? The first time Diddy and Biggie linked up was in 1992 when Diddy arranged to meet the then up-and-coming rapper after seeing a feature of him in a magazine. And after that meeting, Biggie was signed to Diddy's label Bad Boy Entertainment upon its launch in 1993 and dropped his debut album Ready to Die in 1994. However, that was the only album he released before he passed away. And people have been suggesting that Diddy is the one who put the hit out on Biggie. One of the people who opened up about the connection is Diddy's ex-bodyguard, who goes by the name of Uncle Ron.
Jay-Z and Puffy wanted Biggie. Bottom line, you don't have to believe me, believe the facts. Here's a man that wanted to leave Bad Boy. He wanted to do his own thing. He mentioned.
I mean, what would Jay-Z benefit? That's what I'm not understanding. That's the only part why I feel like it's kind of capped, because like, where would Jay-Z benefit from that situation?
Several times how he was tired of being used and abused, that he was bigger than Bad Boy itself.
Ron also had a little bit more intel about why Jay-Z specifically wanted to get Biggie out of the way.
Jay-Z wanted him out of the industry, period, so he could take over and be the biggest hip-hop artist around. And I wonder who's the biggest hip-hop artist today. It's all business, folks. And unfortunately, you as a fan...
I mean, but he stopped rapping, though. Like, I get what he's saying, but it's like at the same time, Jay-Z don't really rap as much as he used to. He's more on the business side.
Most of you won't understand.
Okay, I personally haven't dug up much when it comes to Jay-Z's connection to Biggie's death, so I can't say for certain that he was involved, but when it comes to Diddy, the receipts don't lie, love. And guess what? Uncle Ron wasn't the only bodyguard who suggested that Diddy possibly had something to do with Biggie's death. Another bodyguard who did a lot of spilling was Gene Deal. As part of Diddy's security team, Deal witnessed Big's takeout back in 1997 and lives through the infamous East versus West drama. So if there's anyone who's got tea on what really went down, it's him. He claimed that Biggie planned to leave Bad Boy Records behind for a better deal elsewhere. And I'm talking a lucrative deal worth more than $60 million, y'all.
So he showed me, I said, you about to get that money? He said, yeah, look at this. It had Charlie Baltimore, Cameron, Little C's, Little Kim, Junior Mafia, Tracy, I don't know, Tracy Murray,
Tracy Lee,
and the Commission. And I think the contract was for so many years for like 62 million. It comes out to like $62 million.
And according to Gene, Biggie actually planned to keep Lil' Kim under his wing and would have taken her along with him to the next label. So if Biggie was planning to leave Bad Boy and Diddy had that information, that looked like motive to me. And several other people also saw the motive, like DMX, who agreed that if there's one thing Diddy did, it's that he totally took advantage of Biggie.
You know, Puff signed them. It was a blessing and a curse because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamins and shit was going. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and.
As for 50 Cent, even he didn't say that Diddy was directly involved, but he did say that Diddy definitely knows who pulled the trigger on Biggie in his song Hip Hop. On the track, 50 Cent raps, "Who shot Biggie Smalls? If we don't get them, they gonna Saw. Man, Puffy know who hit that man. He scared them boys from the west side gonna break him off." Other than 50 Cent, former Bad Boy artist Mace also released a song titled Oracle 2, Standing on Bodies. And it included blatant shots at Diddy in relation to Biggie. He was like, representing every artist that was left behind, from Craig Mack to G-Dep. I still remember them kids trampled. For every producer you ever stole their sample. He was actually referring to the infamous 1991 City College incident in which 9 people were trampled at a celebrity basketball game promoted by Diddy. But he didn't stop there. Mace went on to rap about Diddy using the death of Biggie Smalls as a marketing ploy and for not properly compensating Biggie's mother. Speaking of Biggie's mother, Valletta
somebody in the comment section was like, she told Diddy to stop using her son's name for money or something like that.
Wallace actually once discussed how much money Biggie received when he signed on with the label. She wrote about it in her 2005 book, Biggie. Valletta Wallace remembers her son, Christopher. And based on what she wrote, she clearly didn't trust that Diddy had her son's best interest at heart. She wrote, "The truth is, Christopher accepted the illusion of a friend and mentor for about $25,000. That's the amount Puffy lured my son with. That was a lot of money for Christopher back then as a 19-year-old. He had never seen that much at one time in his life. It was enough money to make my son believe that Puffy was ready to do anything for him. It was enough to buy a blind love and loyalty." Well, fans certainly agree that Diddy has done a lot of profiting from Biggie's death. Like one person who wrote on Twitter, P. Diddy made more money by using Biggie's death than what Biggie made while he was alive. There was an album that was supposed to be released months after Biggie's death, and it would end the contract between Biggie and Bad Boy. Guess what? The album was not released. You know what? I'm gonna give this whole situation the benefit of doubt because there are people who have also said that Diddy did not participate in Biggie's death. Like one person who said that Diddy would never do anything to hurt Biggie is Big's former wife, Faith Evans. She said during an interview with Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored,
"That's what I know is that Puff would never have Big. Puff would never be involved in one of his best friends. That's outside of him being his artist. You know what I'm saying?"
She also added that their relationship was special, and even she never had such a tight relationship with Diddy. And according to Faith, there was
the same one that smashed Tupac. No, I'm sorry.
no way anyone could even remotely piece the puzzle of Big's untimely death together with that conspiracy. Retired LAPD detective Greg Kading, who led the task force that investigated the more than 2-decade-old incident, revealed his findings in a documentary called Rap and pinned Biggie's death on someone else. He claimed that Diddy hired Crips gang member Dwayne Keith Keffy D. Davis to pop Tupac.
I don't know, for the simple fact that Gene Dill, which was Diddy's security guard, said it was a Muslim, like before the whole situation happened and they was in a party. He said it was a Muslim that walked up to Biggie and then that had a blue suit on or something like that with a bow tie. I don't know.
Tupac Shakur and his manager Suge Knight for $1 million. However, on that faithful night, Keffy D's nephew Orlando Baby Lane Anderson pulled the trigger and only Tupac passed away. According to Kading, Suge Knight hired Blood gang member Wardell Poochie Foo to get rid of Biggie Smalls for $13,000 in retaliation for Pac's death. That is not a lot of money, but I'ma let you cook, Suge. So Diddy may or may not have had a hand in Biggie's passing. And as for what he personally said, back in 2017, Diddy admitted on the Wendy Williams show that he sort of felt responsible for Biggie's death, saying,
I think I always feel some sort of, you know, responsibility because I'm in this thing with him. You know what I'm saying? He's my artist, and
You're supposed to
he was
protect your
go to
artist.
London that night, and you know, I let him talk me into, you know, not going to London and staying in LA, and that, you know, that's something that really bothered me, you know, throughout my life. Is sometimes you have to really go with that decision in your gut, and in my gut, I was like, you need to get on the plane, but sometimes when you don't listen to your gut, you know, and this is God's world, you know, it's His plan.
Yeah.
But you know, honestly, like, you know, that's one
Hold
of the
up.
things I regret.
Okay. I don't know if I'm hearing this right, but from what I heard, and I'm not saying it's facts, was Biggie didn't want to go. He was supposed to go somewhere else, and Diddy convinced him with all the drama that was going on to come to LA, and then that happened. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think.
I'm making sure that he went to London.
well, according to Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Uncle Ron, Diddy probably felt responsible because he was responsible.
I turned him down because I also found out that very night that Biggie had plans of leaving Bad Boy. Biggie should have never been in California to promote an album.
According to Uncle Ron, Diddy has always been pure evil. But you know what? I'd like to know what you think. Do you believe that Diddy actually had a hand in Biggie's death? As always, let me hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you thought this video was messy, just wait until you see this next video.
I honestly don't know. It's kind of, but y'all get in the comment section down below. Let me know what y'all think. With that being said, I appreciate y'all for all the love and support. Love is love, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next video.